everyone, I'm Noinkin. Welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and if you're curious about the screen and why it says 6th night when we ended on the 4th, there's a funny story behind that. So, I've actually beaten this game twice, and through a nice turn of human error events, neither time taped. So, not wanting you guys to miss out, I'm going to actually continue with Night 5. Hopefully, I'll survive it in a reasonable amount of time, because it's getting late, and honestly, I can only take so much more of this. So, without further ado, Night 5. Now, this is a really bumpy night. Chica and Bonnie are really active. I actually consider them more of a threat than Freddy, but you'll see just the pattern I've tried to lock down during the game. But until then, enjoy the phone call. Now that was from Autobiography of a Yogi. I forget the full title, sorry, but you can actually find the excerpt on Wikipedia, on the Five Nights Wikipedia, so I highly advise just giving it a read. I think it's an interesting concept, especially if you're really into science and engineering and whatnot. But while I am working on this, and just to help time pass, I hit something in the other videos that I really actually did want to talk about. Providing I can get my arm on the table and it's feasible, right? So I was watching the elders react to this, and one of the things the elders said, kind of hit me, and I didn't realize that it bothered me this much, but he was questioning whether, or it came off as questioning whether or not this was really a game, because it lacked the action element that you would find, say, in a first-person shooter. And that's cool. I get the line of thinking. I do. I just happen to disagree with it a lot, because just growing up how I did with the games that I did, I don't think there ever is or ever will be this clear-cut definition of what constitutes as a game or not. Now, granted, yes, there's certain aspects that must be met. You have to be able to play it, for starters. Yeah, novel idea. But I find it to be a very limited way of looking at a genre that has so much potential. And I've seen ideas get kicked to the curb because they didn't follow the normal suit. And that sucks. If you're a gamer and you have an idea for a game and you've got the gumption to do it, do it. Heck yeah, I will play it. Seriously, send it over. Because honestly, that's what drives our industry. It's people who create games, people who think outside the box. Modders are one of the reasons why Fallout 3 is still being played. Never mind the fact that it's an amazing game. But kind of hitting up on it, on the subject itself, I wanted to kind of point out my background as a gamer. So I've been gaming since I was about 2.5, 3 years old, and I realize what some of you are thinking. If you weren't cognitively gaming, I don't even know if that's the right word for that sentence. But if you weren't actively gaming, knowing that you were actively gaming, it didn't count. But the thing is, I remember moving around Link on the NES. One, absolutely enthralled by the fact of, what I was doing on this keypad was translating in front of me. And this was kind of masked by a little bit amount of fear, in the sense that I have 2 older siblings, and anybody who's had to share a system with older siblings, or any siblings really, understands what I'm about to say. I was scared to death I would die in that game and the stats would show and my sister would find out and that she would strangle me. Much the sister strangling me bit, not Bonnie. Bonnie I've kind of grown accustomed to. But I grew up, you know, obviously a girl gamer in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And so I do weigh in on occasionally on the whole girl gamer thing. And the thing is, we've actually come a long, long way. I look into research of what men and women have done in conjunction with each other to actually create these awesome, awesome, awesome games, and it's amazing, and you don't hear enough about it. You really don't. And that's a shame, because those stories deserve to be told. But coming back to the actual subject, I find that thinking that something is or isn't a video game based on what you perceive as the prerequisites, it makes about as much sense to me as saying math and science are good, but because they lack the physical exertion that, say, football does. No slam on football. My husband was actually a Coast Guard for Mojo. They are less of a subject. It makes it about that much sense to me. And I guess it just kind of hit home with me because I used to work at a gaming store. And I remember this one kid telling me, no joke, telling me that because I didn't play multiplayer on Call of Duty, I wasn't a real gamer. Again, totally understand where the kid was coming from. The kid was wrong, but it's a line of thinking I really hope to get away from, truly. Just because it limits everything. It limits the people making it, it limits the people playing it, it limits the jobs that come from it. It's such a poisonous way of thinking. Again, if you have that opinion, I completely respect that. It's just something I disagree with. One second. They're looking at me creepily. Just for shices and giggles, because I really don't want that fox to kill me. See, and that's what happens when I blather. I don't pay attention to the game I'm playing, and it ends up being great. However, I think I have lost sight. Oh no, there he is. Frick you all, I'm not gonna lose this. Okay, so literally, Bonnie's out. Bonnie's out. The fox may or may not be on his way. Goodies. Yay! I'm actually getting much better at it. The first time it actually took me an hour. And what's worse though is I can't tell if I'm paddling in a circle because I'm just kind of there. I still can't hear the song without thinking Weird Al. And with any luck, this actually recorded. But I am actually going to stop it here and check and see if it recorded. I really, really hope so. Please. Okay, let's see. Hey guys, guess what? It recorded. So I can actually stop for the night, which makes me happy because I really, really want to eat and I'm super tired. But yeah. Okay, so I wanted to hit on a couple things before I said goodnight to y'all, and considering this video was like 10 minutes long, I think I have some time. So, first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for sticking with me on my very first Let's Play. It really means the world of me. See, I'm tired. It really means the world to me that you guys are here, and just that I actually played it is an accomplishment. And the reason being, and I wanted to share this with you guys after my first jump scare survival horror game, is I have anxiety, and not in the sense of I get nervous around crowds and that's it, meaning I actually deal with panic attacks, and I have to be medicated for it. And it's one of those things that I hate, because I hate the fact that I have to take something in order to stay even. But I understand why. It's just something I've got to do for right now. But I wouldn't play stuff like this beforehand. The closest I would get to it was watching Let's Plays. And one thing that I really wanted to hit, and what kind of spurred me forward to doing it, was watching Markiplier going through all these scary games. And at the time, it was something that I considered very much, and I still do, courage. It may not be in the grandiose way of people thinking with the superheroes and the whatnot, but to me, it's courage. And after watching so much of his material in that genre, I realized that I wanted to try. I wanted to get out there, and I wanted to see if I could make a step forward in my recovery development. And I did, as you guys so clearly saw. In fact, it just got down to business at one point. I wasn't even flinching with Bonnie anymore. I still hate rabbits. Big purple bipedal rabbits, at least. But yeah, it really does just absolutely, it means the world to me that I was able to do this for myself and maybe entertain some people along the way. I'm honestly talking before I've made my first upload, so I don't know yet. But I hope so. I hope it reached somebody. And if at the end of the day I can do for somebody what Markiplier's videos did for me, then that makes this all worth it. It really does. Because when you're in that frame of mind, if you don't know anybody who's had anxiety or deals with it on a daily basis, or if you've never had it yourself, it can be a very dark place to be, because you realize so much of your world is dictated by the what ifs, what could be's, that you can't look around without being scared of something. So much to the point where it's hard to go out. It's hard to see friends. And playing things like this may not seem like a big deal, but for me, it's a mental therapy. It's just the best way I could put it. And so, if somebody else who has similar feelings and emotions and daily lives to what I go through sees this and takes a minute to try, or just to watch the video, then I did something great. And that's all I need. I mean it, guys. If I can, even if it's only 1 to 5 of us, if we're a community, I can't even fathom that. I can't even fathom having 1 follower, considering I haven't even uploaded these videos yet, much less anything beyond 1. So, wrapping it up, I will do 6 Night, just not immediately. I'm actually thinking about, looking at something else for the time being, just take a little bit of break away from it. I did this all in one evening, and while I had a lot of fun, I don't want it to become repetition with me. And as you guys saw, I was fairly focused, and I got through that night 5 quickly after beating it a couple times. But I don't want to lose that feeling of accomplishment. For me personally, the game still has an edge. I love it, but I will do night 6, and then I believe custom night is after that, and so I'm definitely gonna do that as well, and probably be cursing all along the way. But yeah. In the meantime, if you like the videos, or if you want to share them with your friends, family, or somebody that you think would really, really just enjoy them, I appreciate it. I will do my best to make sure that I honor you guys for coming to my site, for giving me your time. That's a privilege, and I will do my best not to forsake that. I promise. But again, circling back, I told you guys I'm tired. If you like what you saw, please feel free to like, comment, and share. Spread the word about this channel, as well as the Facebook and the Twitter, all under Noiken. Feel free to drop me a line if you think that there's a game I really, really need to play. I am all over that. I prefer survival horror, so if you guys find a really good scary game, please do. I've got a couple that's sitting in the wings waiting to be played, so definitely. Okay, so that is that. Thank you guys for hanging around. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Y'all take care now. Bye. I hear someone out my door. Once again, we made it to 5 a.m.